Today, I'm sharing ways that you can reverse your graying as fast as possible naturally. Now, if your graying is due to aging and you're like in your 40s, 50s, 60s, these tips will definitely help, but they definitely will not be as effective as if you are going gray prematurely. Now, I am not even 30 yet, but I did have a lot of gray hair just because a lot of people in my family go gray early since I was about 15 or 16 years old, and it was very normal to have at least anywhere from like 4 to 10 gray hairs. I know that's not that much if you're going gray, but some people panic even if they just see one. If I divided my hair in 4 sections, I would find at least three per section. I had about two at the back there, I had some on this side, I had quite a few random ones in the front, and now, to my knowledge, I think I only have one, maybe two somewhere that I can't see. I've been getting comments on this channel about how to naturally reverse graying, so I figured I'd make a dedicated video on ways that have scientifically been proven to work. So let's talk about what actually causes graying and what's actually happening when your hair is graying. So when your hair goes gray, it just means that your hair or that specific section or follicle of hair is losing melanin, which is what gives color to our skin, our hair, our eyes. And so when you lose the pigment, then your hair turns white or silver or almost even transparent for some. The number one cause for premature graying is stress. Now, I don't mean stress in the traditional sense, although that applies as well, but different kinds of stress to your body, to your hair, like illness, like hair loss, smoking, deficiencies, and more. So I'm going to break down how we can fix all these issues and ways that we can start to actually reverse the graying and start to get more of your natural pigment back. I just want to make it clear that there is absolutely nothing wrong with going gray. I think people with gray hair look amazing, women, men. As you get older, the more grays you have, like, I think it looks very attractive. However, if you do not like your gray hair, don't let anybody else make you feel bad about it. You are allowed to not like something because it's your hair. If you want to get your color back naturally without resorting to hair dyes, then your desires are completely valid. Just because having gray hair is okay and that a lot of people find it attractive doesn't mean you have to like it. Just be honest with yourself. If you don't like it and you want to start working on delaying the process for as long as possible, these tips are for you. The first way seems easy, but it's not, but it's to reduce the amount of physical stress that you have. So let's say you are in a very stressful job or relationship or financial situation. Sometimes there's nothing really you can do to get out of the stressful environment. So the only thing that you can do is to change your perspective by doing other things like yoga, meditation, prayer, or just finding any ways that you can get out of your stressful situation. And that will actually have a way more drastic effect than just your hair. Of course, nobody likes to be stressed, but stress can actually be addicting to a lot of people who don't even realize that if they're not stressed, they're almost like panicking. They need something to be stressed about. So you can find ways to de stress, and that will be the first and most difficult way. I can give you a perfect example of people who are in extremely high stress environments that go gray much quicker than the average person. If you look at presidents, specifically Obama, in the 8 years that he went into the White House and the time that he came out, he went gray extremely rapidly. Now we know that, of course, it could also be just that he was aging in those 8 years, but it was more rapid than the average person. And if you see that a lot of people who are also in extremely high stress environments, not only does their hair gray faster, but they also physically look aged faster, like people who are in the military. So, of course, in such situations, there's not much you can do, but it's good to know what the cause is. So, the next cause of graying is one that's not very commonly talked about, and this is telogen effluvium. And this is when your hair goes into the shedding phase. Now, everybody's hair goes into a shedding phase. However, when it is excessive shedding, unwarranted, then that's telogen effluvium, and this is when you have stress caused on your hair by usually some kind of hormonal change or an illness. So, if you're pregnant, if you're postpartum, if you just had a baby, if you had an illness that causes hair to shed, like cancer, or a lot of people have been experiencing COVID shedding, even anemia and lack of sleep can cause hair loss. Now, what does the hair loss have to do with graying? Research has found that a lot of people that experience a lot of shedding can experience gray hairs growing back when your hair starts to grow back in after the excessive shedding because of the nutritional deficiencies to your follicles. And speaking of nutrient deficiencies, if you are lacking in certain B vitamins like B12 and B7, which is biotin, also having low iron and not taking enough antioxidants and protein can actually really start to change your hair color. And this is because I've mentioned this many times on this channel, but your hair is not a vital organ. So if you're not ingesting enough nutrients to keep your entire body healthy, your hair is going to be like the last option. Your hair gets the leftover vitamins, the leftover nutrients, the leftover water. It's not like when you eat something protein or you eat a handful of blueberries, the antioxidants are going to be like, let's go to this person's hair. They're like, no, let's go to the vital organs, let's go to the heart, let's go to the kidneys, let's go to the skin. And then if there's any leftover, it's going to go to your hair. So if you're not getting enough nutrients and you're deficient in a lot of stuff, it can start to turn your hair gray. Another thing that can turn your hair gray is stress that is caused by diet change. So, if you recently went on a very new and strict diet like keto, going vegan, plant based, Atkins, whatever, there's so many diets out there right now. But if you recently drastically changed your diet, it's the same thing with your nutrients not going to your hair because it's not a vital organ. Your body may be trying to readjust to your new diet, and so it's going to focus on the vital organs and your hair will be neglected. Also, drastic weight loss, even if you use things like Ozempic, can also lead to excessive hair shedding and hair graying, or excessive hair shedding, and then when the hair grows back, it grows in gray again. So now that we've talked about a lot of the causes, let's get into the actual treatments. Now, as much as we love to eat good, healthy food, sometimes it's just not enough. You could have dietary restrictions because you went on a drastic diet, because you can't eat certain foods, because you are a picky eater like me. You may just be lacking in certain things. And sometimes, even if you're not a picky eater or have any dietary restrictions, maybe just the area you live in, it may be like extremely expensive to eat meat very often, or to eat berries or fruits, or you just might be lacking in certain things, and it's very difficult actually for someone to not be lacking in at least something. So, supplementing that would actually help, and these are the supplements that would provide you the best help when it comes to getting healthy hair that maintains or returns its color. A hair, skin, and nails vitamin. Now, you don't have to get something that's like 10,000 mcgs of biotin because it's really not necessary. Our body just doesn't need it, and you're just gonna pee it out anyway. It's literally a waste. But you do need some in case you are. So, like 1 to 2,000 should be good enough. Vitamin D3 is also extremely essential, and research has actually shown that it has helped prevent hair loss, promote hair growth, and also reduce premature graying. Then we have iron. People with low iron also experience a lot of grays. I actually didn't realize for a very long time that I kind of had low iron, so I think that made a big difference. I actually take all these vitamins except the last one that I'm going to mention. Magnesium is also something I highly recommend because this one will not directly help your hair grow back healthier or bring in color. But for me personally, I find that magnesium helps me feel very calm, and it relieves stress, and it helps me sleep much better. And so, if you are less stressed and you have better sleep, you are overall healthier, and it can actually promote healthier hair. And then we have ashwagandha. This is the one that I've never taken, but a lot of research has shown that it actually helps reverse the graying process. And a lot of people who take it have noticed that they were not even like looking to reverse their grays, but then their grays just sort of went away. Any product that I mentioned, by the way, that can be purchased, I will list in the description box below. I buy almost everything on Amazon, so if you're interested, I'll try and link as much as possible. The next thing I would recommend is something that I do very, very often. And if you're not new on this channel, then you'd see me talk about it many times, and this is scalp oiling, but not only oiling your scalp, but combining it with a scalp massage. Now, you can do this anywhere from 1 to 3 times a week, and this is extremely effective because it stimulates your follicles, and healthy follicles produce the healthiest hair. It also stimulates blood flow, which means after you've eaten all that nutritious food, you're getting the additional benefit on focusing or concentrating the blood flow to your scalp when you do that scalp massage, and then combining it with using the right oils that also promote darker hair will really help. This is one of the comments I have got so many times. Some people even prefer to not use this oil because they think it darkens their hair. This is rosemary oil. It is one of my favorite oils. I absolutely love it. And it's not only great for preventing premature graying, but also reversing the graying process. A lot of people have actually experienced this, and it's definitely worth a try. I actually have a video all about all the benefits of rosemary oil, as well as how to make it yourself at home and how to use it for it to be the most efficient. And you can find that video right here. And if you'd like to subscribe for more videos like this, hit my face right there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!